Riddlebobs, bedtime stories. Don't forget to subscribe.
This is a story all about Queenie. And yes, she's a quilt. Queenie was a quilt who spent most of her time resting. On the whole, she was happy, except for her one big problem. A quilt should be fat and warm and snuggly, but Queenie wasn't. She was cold and thin and quivery. "Oh, nothing I do seems to make me any fatter," she complained to her friend Alice. "Well, why don't you try eating something?" suggested Alice. "Eating? Eating what?" "Oh, I don't know," said Alice, sounding helpless. "Try a few things." Queenie thought it was worth a try, and in the corner of the room she saw an old pram. I could try eating that," she said, and without much more ado, she swallowed it, wheels and all. "Oh, how do you feel?" asked Alice, sounding a trifle alarmed. Remember, she was an alarm clock. "Oh, most peculiar," said Queenie, going a shade pink. I think I'd better lie down." But as soon as she moved, she clanked. Clank! Oh, I do beg your pardon," she exclaimed, and clanked again even louder. Fortunately for Queenie, the pram didn't stay down long, and soon she was back where she started, cold, thin, and even more quivery. "Well, you must try something else," said Alice. "But what?"
"Feathers,"
chorused the bedbugs, who hopped out of nowhere, all identical in their stripy PJs and slippers. But where would I get feathers from?" asked Queenie. I couldn't possibly leave the house."
"Of course you can.
Chided the bedbugs.
We'll take you to the duck house tonight."
So when it was dark and the moon was full, Queenie followed the column of bedbugs down the garden path. They went through the gate, along the road, and into the park. She knocked on the duck house door gently and stepped inside. Excuse me," she faltered. I wonder if you could help me." The ducks were very surprised to see something as funny-looking as Queenie, and wondered what on earth she was doing there. I've been told I need feathers," she said, and explained all about being cold and thin and quivery. "I see," said a very nice duck. "Now just you leave everything to me." And with that she turned to the others and whispered, and soon they were all smiling and nodding. They all stood up, and without a word or a quack, they flapped their wings very hard. They flapped and they shook and they flapped again until every loose feather fell out. "There you are, my dear," said the kindly duck, pointing to the big pile of feathers. Oh, thank you," said Queenie. And she ate and she ate and she ate until every feather had gone. And do you know what? Queenie was no longer cold and thin and quivery. She was fat and warm and snuggly, just like a real quilt should be. She was so happy. She thanked the ducks warmly all over again and hurried off home with the bedbugs following behind her. She didn't care if anyone saw her, and everyone did. They all told their friends they'd seen a fat, snuggly quilt dancing down the street, followed by a ribbon of bedbugs. But no one believed it. Would you believe it if someone told you? I wouldn't.
La